It's just after 7 on July 14th, day 104, and it didn't take too long to get to the top of the Hat Creek Rim, which, as it turns out, is a plateau, escarpment. It's pretty flat up here. And then I guess all day long I'll be looking down the valley. So let's see, we're got about 6 miles now to the one and only water source. Started off rather chilly today, which is good. Chilly's good. The reputation for the Hat Creek Rim is it's a long, dry, hot spell. You're exposed up here, no trees, and just that one water thing, and then about 20 something miles, I haven't looked at it yet, 20 some miles till your next water. But forecast, I got a little bit of a signal back there, it's kind of cool. Forecast for today is a high of 83. Well, that's not too bad. In 2 days, the high is supposed to be 93, and that's hot. So I might have a better go of it today than the folks in a couple days from now. Also, a chance of thunderstorms, rain today. So maybe it'll cloud up. Maybe that'll knock off a few degrees. I'll take it. But for now, the trail's in pretty good shape. Relatively flat, just slight up and slight down, nothing crazy. So I'll just make some good time in the early morning, get as far as I can. And look at this, there's a little bit of a water cache up here. That wasn't expected. Thing is, I don't need it because I've got, oh well, can I use a liter of water? Half liter? Alright, I'll take a half liter. Thank you. Thank you to this trail angel for this water. I really appreciate it. No name on it or anything. Just sitting out here. We just bought it and set it out. So let me grab, this will be for, I'll use this for the stretch coming up. I think my capacity is around 5.5 liters. I think that's enough. I don't know. This will make it about 6, so we'll see how that does. Oh, we're in civilization all of a sudden. I know there's an overview up here where people can park and get views. I guess we're on the sidewalk for just a little bit. A couple cars already up here. Okay. So yesterday evening, I came out up in here, crossed over into here, went into the cave area, got the water, and then came back out and camped down there. This is the valley road here. This is Hat Creek Valley, and I can see the creek down there with it. They've had 3 fires over here in the last 25-30 years. One fire called the Boundary Fire, another one called the Lost Fire down in here, and then a Red Rock Fire up over in here. That is Mount Bernie, and if you use your imagination, there's Mount Shasta. It looks like it's floating. You see the snow-capped peak on it. It's a beautiful valley. I'm going to be going along this escarpment over here all the way, right at the edge. The trail goes right along the edge of this, all the way down the valley, and then at the end of it, it cuts back to the left. Hat Creek Valley. Alright, nothing to it but to do it. This is why you close the gate behind you. Good morning, cattle. This is pretty much what it's been like. Just walking along the edge of this plateau. Every now and then, see, the plateau's not a perfect straight line. Doesn't have a straight edge to it, so you meander back and forth, and every now and then you come to a ravine, so you gotta go down in the ravine and come back up. Not a big elevation change, just something different to deal with. Path is narrow, a little tricky in spots. Plenty of this lava rock. What is that, igneous something? So can't really zoom along in some spots. See horseshoes up here, horseshoe imprints. In just under an hour, I'll be to that water source, somewhere around 9:30. And then there we are looking down the valley. You can see a car every now and then, hear a truck. Got an updated forecast back there at the overlook. And it's forecasted to be warmer, 87. So, okay, yeah, that's hot. And not forecasting rain now. So those two things are change. Well, for the past hour plus, I was down there on this plateau, but now I've climbed up and I'm on another level, looking down on that level. I'm not sure why. Seems okay going that way. For whatever reason, the trail goes on up here. So up to the top of this escarpment. I don't even know what an escarpment is. Why is there a P in it? Here's a break in the escarpment, a big ravine, and somewhere buried down in there is my water source. I see a pond down there. I see a trail, a couple trails down there. Looks like that'd be more interesting, more direct at least, a lot more water. And coming way up here, it's a wide path too. I mean, it's like horse path. So I have to go way, like a mile or two back up to get around this ravine. But first, I have to go down in it and get water and come back up. And people are describing it as sketchy. which is our word for a little dangerous. But I'll know when I get there. Well, you can't miss it. There's 3 posts here. And this one says water to Lost Creek. So, according to the notes there, it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe down and back up. See what kind of shape the trail is in, see how bad it is. So bring a pole for coming back up if you can do that. I have my ribs front pack, so I can carry 2.5 liters in that. And I've got that half-liter bottle already full up on top from the cache back there at the lookout, and I'm carrying this 2-liter bag. So that'll give me 5 liters to do 21 miles in the heat, just in case, because I have to do 28 miles again, back to back, to make it to the next water source. So there's a pretty decent chance I'm not going to make it. The tread is on the trail today is not as good at all compared to yesterday. It's slow going. Okay, it's getting steep and tricky, so I'm putting the phone away. I'm here at Lost Spring, and I've loaded up 4.5 liters of water, and this is a pretty good sized creek. There's a ton of water here, and it may not be obvious here because I had to get down into the boulders and climb my way through the heavy trees and stuff to get in here. Somebody's done some pruning though, I appreciate that. The trail down is a bit sketchy in spots. There's a little bit of a scramble, sit on your butt and slide down, and going back up, I'm glad I have my pole. Speaking of which, where's my pole? There it is. I'm going to need it. So it's not going to be a fun climb back up, but I've got the ribs pack, and I can put 3 of the bottles in there and then just carry that bladder, 2-liter one. So between this and the half-liter up there, they'll give me 5 liters, and hopefully that'll get me through the next 21 miles. And I have extra just in case I have to stop and I can't make it before the water source, because it is 28 miles total, and I have to cook tonight. So I do have extra, but I'd rather have, when it comes to water, I'd rather have extra than not enough. So now it's time to do the climb back up. There's a better view of it. It's a lot of water, and I'm going back up to the top, way up there. It's a long climb. It's interesting, the way the verbiage is on this is that it's like it's been recently discovered, because they're like, we're very curious to hear about water reports for this location. So I don't think they've had this in years past. This might be the first year. Maybe the end of last year was they discovered it, but it's a lifesaver here. It's a godsend in the middle of nowhere with this long stretch. So I'm glad whoever found it. This is a heavy backpack. Just like back in Southern California. 5 liters. Took me 40 minutes to get down there, get my water, camel up a little bit, then make my way back up the top of the hill, get everything packed away and my backpack on. I just passed a guy, he's only taken 3 liters, but he's less than half my age. So I know that he has a really good pace, and he knows he's going to make it to the next water source this evening. I just don't know that. And I need the water to cook for dinner, and then you drink water all night. in the morning, so I have to play it safe. 2 days of 28-mile back-to-backs, and yesterday everything was perfect, whereas today trail's not so great. A lot of rocks to maneuver around. It's hard to build up any speed, and now with this extra weight on my back, I just don't see me doing 28, so I'll get close. I should be able to do above 20. Looking down on the lower plateau, over in here is the last of the lower plateau, and then it fizzles out. So what you see down below is the valley. See a little dirt road down here right in front of me. A little pond back there that I'd seen earlier. Some kind of facility way over there. Communications perhaps. Kind of feel like a lion, you know, on the Serengeti. I should be seeing like packs of zebras and some giraffes and some elephants. It's a communications station, maybe it's a relay. Lhasa National Forest. There's a nice look back down the valley, and then you can see the rim here on the left. Been walking up that thing all day. And then the other direction. See fields in the distance. You know, I haven't seen hardly any agriculture this whole hike. Now that I think of it, I forget. It's like, hey, those are fields. Yeah. There's even a wind farm in the distance. About a mile ago, there was this sign that said 2.9 miles is forest road. So I chewed on that for a little bit, and then I thought, forest road. Does that mean there's a forest? And sure enough, there is. So I'm starting to get a little shade. It's been downhill now for a little bit. Now I'm getting shade every so often. So those are both improvements. This is the cache at 22 I've heard about. A lot of jugs. Oh, no, there's water in some of them. Then a register. Okay. Guess I'll register. No water for me, but I'll register just the same. It's an interesting structure he built. This is a water cache at Forestry Road 22, so it's called Cache 22. That's for any of you who read the book or seen the movie. The big old pond of Giardia. Cow patties everywhere. I don't know if you can see them. There's some cows over there under the trees too. Yeah, I see you guys. Good shade. I've still got several miles to go before I get to my water source. I think about 10 miles maybe. Yeah, it's hot. Real hot. And this just goes on and on and on. I am nowhere near that water. but I still got 2 liters, so I'm okay in terms of how much water I have. Unless I sit and just gulp water all night long in my tent. But I've already cooked, so that's, I don't have to account for that 16 ounces now. This time tomorrow, hopefully I'm in Bernie, showered, clean clothes, at a restaurant, having something nice to eat and cold to drink. Lava field here next to the trail. I guess the trail just goes right over it. This is all lava. It's not easy to pitch a tent with that stuff everywhere. There's a larger lava field in the background there. I don't know if you can hear that bird, but they're all up there at the top in that nest.